Hi everybody, it is the 8th of March 2022 and update 16.2 for PUBG has just dropped on the PC test server. Not sure if it's going to drop on the console test servers, probably not. They tend to just put it on the PC ones, don't they, at the moment. But what I want to do in this video is just go through the patch notes so we can see what is coming with this sort of mini patch that actually introduces a couple of what I think are really cool mechanics to the game. So without further ado, let us dive in and read them. So live maintenance schedule. So this should be the point at which this patch gets applied to the public servers, you know, the real game that we have. So on PC, March the 16th, it should go live. And then on console, PlayStation, Xbox, we're looking March the 23rd to March the 24th, depending on your time zone. So Central European time, 5 AM to 12 PM Central European time. So that'll be when they shut down the servers, update them, and then on that day, you know, your console will update. And so in the evening of March the 24th, you'll probably be able to play in Europe. So here we go. So new tactical gear. This tactical pack. Now, what this is, it enables your character, in place of one of the weapon slots, to have a big bag that you can carry lots of stuff in. And I think things like this, all this tactical stuff, is really cool, specifically for squad play or duo play, but it's really squad play because it means we'll have the tactical pack. We're going to look at the spotter scope in a minute. We've got the drone, and there's the medical pack as well. And it enables you, if you're not very good at shooting in PUBG, for example me, I used to be all right when I used to play PUBG all the time, but because I don't play it very often anymore, I'm not that good at it. But if I'm in a squad or I'm in a duo, it means that I can actually bring something else apart from my lack of shooting accuracy to the squad. So in this particular case, I can carry spare equipment, so spare bicycles, spare guns. I can carry spare vests, spare helmets, all that sort of stuff. And you can become like a pack mule, you know, like a support guy almost for your squad mates. So you then can give stuff, which I think is so good because, you know, when everybody's got the same role of, you know, everybody's got say an assault rifle, and a sniper rifle, or an SMG and a DMR. You can feel a bit crap sometimes when you can't really kill anybody and you get carried to a win, you know, or you get carried through the game, think, oh god. But this way, because you can have a drone that you can spot enemies with, a tactical pack that you can carry gear with, the EMP where you can heal people faster, and the spotting scope where you can spot people, it really does mean, you know, you can have an active role without being really good at shooting. So let's read about it anyway. Update 16.2 kicks off with a new tactical gear, the Tactical Pack. Store almost any type of item and come up with all kinds of wacky playstyles with this super backpack. Turn into a missile silo with 4 Panzerfaust, or carry 2 extra sets of vests and helmets for emergencies. Or dominate every combat range with an SMG, AR and a DMR combo. Or even better yet, why not carry 4 mountain bikes, because you can, so you and your squad would never need a vehicle again. The tactical pack will take up a primary weapon slot, have 4 attachment slots, spawn in every map, be available in normal matches, hold almost any item in its slots, including weapons, helmets, vests, item stacks, etc. Stacks of an item stack, such as stacks of ammo, will take up a single slot, but a weight limit of 60 per slot applies to stack items only. Weapons holding attachments will be stored as they are. The tactical pack will not be able to store another tactical pack. The trunk importers cannot store a tactical pack. Tactical pack items are only accessible by the carrier. To use the items, they must first be removed from the tactical pack. So I guess you drop them, don't you, for your teammates. When a player is holding the tactical pack in their hands, the normal looting interaction will be replaced with a new interaction to place them directly into the tactical pack. Weapons stored in the tactical pack will hold all their current attachments and ignore the replace attachments option when swapped out with another weapon. The replace attachment option allows you to enable or disable the automatic replacements of compatible attachments when picking up a new weapon. If weapons are loaded before they're added to the tactical pack, they will maintain their loaded state when pulled back out. So, you know, so you could carry loads of meds in here, couldn't you? You could carry spare weapons for the whole team. I really like the idea of carrying spare vests as well. You know, you come across another level 3 vest, you know, you could chuck it in there for the late game. You know, maybe often in squads or duels, you have one player who, you know, is significantly better than everybody else, and they get themselves into gunfights, and you can carry a spare level 3 helmet and a spare level 3 vest, or a level 2 vest and level 2 for them, you know, on you, and you can then, you know, drop it and say, there you go. Or you could give them yours, and you could put the spare ones on. Yeah, really cool. Really like the idea. It gives you options, different play style options, rather than just having to shoot everybody. And I applaud this sort of move, bringing classes to PUBG. In the same, and when you think about it, like Battlefield 2042, which has had a terrible launch and isn't doing very well at all, and the big mistake they've made really with that game is taking classes away and making so it's everybody can do everything. But PUBG, where generally it used to be, everybody could do everything, you would have, everybody would work towards similar loadouts, you can have these other things. So very exciting, very cool. I'm not sure whether I'd ever use it in solo, but the ability to carry 3 weapons might be quite cool. Spare stuff, but I'm sure our imaginations will fire and we'll find different ways of using this. Spotter scope. Now this is another really cool thing. I love this idea. So the idea with this spotter scope is that, again, it takes up a primary weapon slot. You might think, well, that's a bit much for a pair of binoculars, but it's very powerful. What you do is when you aim it towards an area, passively it will mark for the person who's using the spotter scope enemies, so that they'll all get little marks above their heads so you can see them. And then if you aim the spotter scope towards them, they'll get a red marker which all of your squad mates can then see. So really powerful, because if when you look through your scope, you don't always see people. If someone's like not moving or lying down, you might not see them. The spotter scope will pick them up, and then you can actively look at them, and then your squad mates will see them as well. So very, very powerful. If you could, you can get yourself in a position where, especially in squads, say you're the spotter scope, recon guy, you go and hide yourself in a bush on a high area or on the top of a radar tower or an aerial tower, the various towers that's dotted around the maps. You can just sit there, don't make any noises, don't shoot at anybody, and you can be spotting everybody for your teammates who are coming from a different direction. Fantastic idea. So let's read what they've got to say. And we're bringing in meet the new mid-range scouting tactical gear, the spotter scope. This special set of binoculars will help you spy and mark your enemies and enemy drones, while also allowing non-verbal communication with your squad. The spotter scope will take up your primary weapon slot, spawn in every map, be available in normal matches, custom games, training mode and sandbox mode on PC, be able to use in ADS mode. The spotter scope will have a 4x zoom magnification feature. Bit disappointed about that, would like a variable zoom on it. It will also provide real-time distance to the target you're aiming at. Now that's really cool for people who want to zero in their sniper rifles so that they can get those headshots with their Kar 98s. The maximum calculative distance is 1 kilometer, and the distance beyond that will return as question mark. Okay, so but 1,000 meters that's quite a long headshot, isn't it? Allow you to spot and mark enemy players and drones. Every enemy player and drone within 1 kilometer of the spotter scope site will be marked with a passive white icon. The passive marker will be shown on the seer's screen only. So again, you're ADS and you look in a direction with the spotter scope, and everybody who is in that vision, all the enemy players, they will get a little white dot above their heads that only you can see. A targeting rectangle is located at the center of the spotter scope view. If the user places the targeting rectangle to a marked enemy or drone, the passive marker will turn into an active marker, red. The active markers will automatically be shared to the user's teammates. So you look down the spotter scope, there's all these white dots in front of you. You then actively put one of those white dots in the center of your spotter scope. That then dot turns red, and your other teammates can then see it. It turns red on their screens as well. There is no limit to the number of active markers that can be created. Several enemies can be marked with the active marker at once, with each marker following its respective target. Now that's very interesting, because that is that's live pinging. It's not just static pinning where you ping a marker and it stays. This marker is going to follow people as they move. When the spotter scope is no longer marking an enemy with an active marker, the active marker will continue to follow its target for 7 more seconds before disappearing. To indefinitely maintain the active marker, the targeting rectangle of the spotter scope must continue to chase the enemy. So again, what you'd look down the spotter scope, you get all the white dots appear, you then look at one, it would turn red, your enemy see it, you look at another, it turns red, and those red ones will stay active for 7 seconds. Which is pretty cool, because it gives your teammates enough time to look in that general direction, and they'll then see the enemies, won't they? So there you can kind of see there. So you've got a white marker there, which is a passive thing, and then the red marker is when it is in the center of the spotting scope here, this area here. Normal screen pings can also be placed while using the spotter scope. You will receive an assist when the enemy you marked is killed by a teammate, only when the enemy has the active marker or within 5 seconds after the active marker disappears. So again, I guess if you're calling out, right, 800 meters on my ping, your teammate then headshots them, then you get the assist. The spotter scope will not detect or mark players hiding behind smoke made by smoke grenades. That's good. However, when an enemy hides behind cover or smoke after getting marked by the active marker by the spotter scope, the active marker will still follow them for 7 more seconds before disappearing. Now that's interesting. That is interesting. That might be a bit OP. So if this fella here ducked behind this watchtower here, we would still have the red mark showing him where he is for 7 seconds. So yeah, interesting. That might be a bit OP. That it probably should disappear when you go behind cover. Right, so 2 amazing things being added. Tactical gear drone. The consistent colour of the lights deployed by drones seem to confuse many of our players, so we've changed the light's colour. So if it's an allied drone, it'll be green. If it's an enemy drone, red. Nice and easy. Love that, unless you're colourblind. In the training mode, they've now added the aim and sound lab. This looks pretty cool. Enter the newly added private aim sound lab for even better shooting and sound play practice. You can enter this private practice by interacting with either one of the 3 helipads in the training mode. So there they are. After entry, you'll be asked to choose between 2 modes, aim practice or sound practice. Aim practice. Choose your weapon in the weapon selection window, interact with the start button and start practicing after a 5-second countdown. Human figure-shaped targets will randomly spawn. The targets will first start out flat on the ground, then 3 to 7 random targets will come up simultaneously for you to shoot. Once a practice session is over, the number of headshots and the total number of hit targets that will show up on the screen. Sounds good, doesn't it? Sound practice. You will start out with a basic deagle with a red dot. Various sounds of primary weapons ranging from 15 to 300 meters will be randomly played on targets. The weapon name and distance of the gunshot will show on the screen. Once you shoot the correct target, the target will fall back and come back up straight away. A kill message telling you what type of weapon the gunshot was from will pop up on the screen. So this is training you to be able to recognise different types of gun sounds at different distances, which is brilliant. You will earn 10 points for the shooting of the correct target, 5 for the targets on the other side of the correct one, and 0 for the rest. There are different sound effects for each different score you earn. The identical gunshot will move between different targets every 5 seconds until the player shoots a target. So again, you keep going until you get it right. The total score will show up on the screen once a practice session is over. Each practice session has a time limit of 1 minute, but you are free to leave the session any time by interacting with the exit button. Improved shooting targets. Practice on the newly added human-shaped and vehicle-shaped targets at the AIM Sound Lab and shooting practice range. Alright, so that's good. So instead of just having those boards with the bullseyes in the middle, you can see the different images you inflict on the target based on the area you hit. Headshot damage on human-shaped targets will be displayed as red. Other body damage will be displayed as white. Damage to the driver's seat on a vehicle-shaped target will be displayed as red. Other damage, such as the wheels and body, will be displayed as white. The general layout of training mode has been shuffled up a bit to accommodate this update's new features and practice areas. A vehicle display booth displaying the 3 most recently added vehicles has been added. An item display booth displaying the 3 most recent added items has been added. A vehicle shooting range with targets moving at the same speed as vehicles has been added. Excellent idea. The current warehouse holding the guns and attachments has been removed to enhance the mode's performance. Use the convenient training helper to summon weapons and items anywhere. So instead of having to pick up the guns and the stuff from the tables, you do it on character. I can't remember what the key binding is to do it, but I think you just go into the options and then you can just give yourself whatever weapons and attachments you want wherever you are in the training mode, which is the way it should have been. Dirt bikes now spawn instead of scooters. Due to the rearrangement of training mode, Camp Jackal has been removed from war mode in custom matches. To encourage players to begin situational practice in various practice ranges, training mode will now also enter to players who completed basic training only. Right, okay. Map service. So normal matches will start being Erangel, Miramar, Tago, Karakin, and Haven. Yep. So it'd be good to see. World 5th anniversary decoration. You'll be noticing several 5th anniversary decorations at Erangel and Tago in normal matches, but we'll be brief on the 5th anniversary explanation. A separate announcement will be telling you more on upcoming events. They've changed Karrakin a bit to give you more cover. Changed Haven. Care Package Smoke. The colourblind mode setting will no longer apply to the red smoke from care packages due to the new feature being added in a later update. And then we've got some real quite large item spawn balances where they're increasing the weapons that you use and attachments you use. So you get a lot more assault rifles, a lot more sniper rifles and the bits for them, and less shotguns and handguns, which is a good idea. This is going to be the new Survivor Pass, Punk Wave. Be interesting to have a look, see if it's actually got any decent skins in, because PUBG is notorious for having rubbish skins. That's about it, really. A new compression technology has been implemented onto every platform to reduce game size and improve decompression speed. This is expected to help relieve in-game hitches, and especially on low-end hardware. Frame rate should be improved thanks to optimizations for render-heavy situations such as navigating cities. So look out for that, especially on Miramar. Various fixes. So there we go. So that is update 16.2. With I think you'll probably agree, the addition of the tactical pack and the spotter scope, really cool that they're there as options to give people, especially in squads where you're not a real killer because of your aim, you can be real use to your squad by either helping them spot things, carry gear for them, use the drones, or use the medical pack as well. Brilliant. Well done, PUBG, going from strength to strength. It's nice to see these updates, and hopefully when we have a look at the Survivor Pass, it will be a good one with good skins. But anyway, that's enough from me. Hope you found the video useful. If you have, hit like, want to see more, same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.